All right, all right, all right. Oh, all right. I thought I should kind of talk about how I got red pilled. How I got red pilled. Um, like, oh, let's see, how far back do I go? Um, is it like, I guess it's like during Trump, I guess? But like, I didn't really follow the Trump, like in 2016, the 2016 election with like Hillary and Trump or whatever. Like everybody had like TDS back then, you know? And there's like the pink pussy hats and everything. Uh, but out of high school, I joined the army. I was in the army, and I deployed to Iraq, and like nothing happened. It was after the surge. It was like in 2010, and so I kind of already had that like patriotic kind of like guns, working out. Like I did football. I wasn't good. I was like on the bench, like with football or whatever. But I liked, I don't know, being on a team and pushing myself physically. And but like during like the Trump thing, I went through like a breakup, and it kind of hit me hard. And there's like this defense mechanism, like was it? It's like there's this book by, I think it's Anna Freud. It's like Sigmund Freud's daughter or whatever, and it's called like the ego and the mechanisms of defense. And it's like how people protect their egos. And one of them, there's like rationalization and projection, and there's like a whole list. And what I tend to do is like, it's called intellectualization. So I'll kind of like take my mind off things by like diving deep into certain subjects. And at the time, we call Jordan Peterson, like kind of blew up because his main thing was like the pronouns, like transsexual pronouns. And he was in Canada as a professor. If you guys don't know who he is, like, I don't know, he kind of fell off. But he's like, oh, I'm not going to say pronouns. And he's like, I'm going to lose my job because of it. And he's like, this is fucked up. I shouldn't have to. He's like, I shouldn't be forced to say something I don't want to say. And but besides that, he just had all these videos on, what is it, like personality psychology, and like archetypes and stuff. And it was pretty good stuff. Like I would just watch those videos over and over. And we call it Joe Rogan was popping off. And the big thing with Joe Rogan for me was Gavin McInnes. And Gavin McInnes, he's one of the guys that started Vice magazine, and he started the Proud Boys. And what people don't know about the Proud Boys is it started as a joke, like on his show. There was like this loser, tech guy, and he's like, yo, we're gonna get you on a motorcycle, we're gonna get you a leather jacket, like you've never kissed a girl, like we're gonna make you a man, and like we're gonna have like a man's club, because like they're not around anymore. And he's like you can find like his videos with Rebel Media on YouTube, and he's on like censored TV. And I would just watch his stuff, and he's funny, he's right wing, he's Gen X, but he's pretty much a boomer, because he's like, I don't know, 50 something, and he just doesn't get people's problems now. And he works in Manhattan, like he commutes to Manhattan to do his show. like, and he lives out in like the suburbs somewhere, and but it's just always like the same shit over and over, like, you know, all blacks in crime, all, you know, immigrants, all, you know, libtards, that kind of stuff. It's just like that on repeat. But he has some funny stories, and I'd watch him all the time. So that kind of got me red pilled. And then like Sam Hyde, I started watching Sam Hyde, and Sam Hyde was cool because I liked his edgy comedy, and he has some good advice videos. His Hyde Wars videos are pretty good, and you know, they make me laugh. But you know, he'd criticize, you know, certain aspects of society or whatever, and then, you know, his big thing, like his big advice would be like, you know, outcome independence. And you know, I was just listening to a video, and it was like, I think it was like his 15th episode. He has like, I don't know how many episodes of Hyde Wars there are, but he was like, yo, like, what he kept saying is it monomania is a key to success. And it's like, oh, just being like super crazy about one goal is all like, you know, like, you know, you hear about autistic people trying to, you know, that make a video game or something, or an autistic person, you know, the guy that made those Backrooms videos, and now he has like a movie. And what else? But anyways, I was listening to his stuff, and then I think I started listening to Nick Fuentes too, and then like the whole like Israel thing and like all that blew up, and you know, the Iran war, and you know, there's just, you know, all these other YouTubers that are kind of like just saying the same thing. But it's kind of like, you know, you know, it all goes back to the Matrix and the red pill, blue pill. Like, yo, like, you're living in a dream world. And I think the biggest tell on that is like when you hear from boomers, like, oh, you just gotta work hard and you gotta get married and buy a house. And it's like, bro, it's not like that anymore. Like, what are you talking about? Like, people just don't understand. Like, older people, they don't get it. Like, they don't get it. And yeah, like when I was going to college, like, I got totally sucked into the like, I wasn't like a freaking like a libtard, but I took like one what is it called, sociology class, and bro, it was just all about like, oh, black people have it the hardest, women have it the hardest, if you're poor, you know, you have it the hardest. And then they wrapped it up like, well, if you're a poor black woman, you're like, you have it the hardest, like society is against you, like all that. And I, like, later after college, like, just listening to Gavin McInnes, he was just like, yeah, like, people were just always saying it, like, yo, like, these colleges are freaking factories, you know, to like brainwash your kids. And they totally are. And that's where like all that DEI stuff started in college. And then it's like what Jordan Peterson said. He's like, oh, like, you know, you think college is a bubble? And he's like, no, that's where it all starts. He's like, these people, they get trained to be, you know, teachers and lawyers and doctors, and then they start bringing all this shit into the private sector, into like the real world. You know, they become judges. Great freaking ambulance. And yeah, he was right. And I don't know, there's like certain, you know, like there's the whole the election was stolen thing. And I don't know, like people are like, oh, it wasn't, and like there's videos and shit, and like does I don't know, does freaking the whole mail-in ballots thing, freaking, you know, freaking the flu back in 19 or whatever, like bro, it was like 2020 really. It's like bro, like they freaking locked everything down and like detained people that went to the beach by themselves, you know, like shut down gyms and churches, but like kept the liquor stores open, and like I don't know, the whole like your job, what is it, essential jobs, but like all that shit was bullshit, yo. And you know, just that kind of goes back to people in control kind of thing. And then, you know, there's some like schizo YouTubers that talk about like I never actually watched like Alex Jones, but like, you know, Alex Jones like would always talk about the lizard people and stuff, and there's schizo YouTubers that talk about that. And it's just like, oh, they're, you know, they want you weak, they want you controllable, like all like, you know, consumerism, goy slop, like what is it? Sunscreen is toxic for you. Like processed food is toxic. You know, the water has fluoride. You know, you're eating toothpaste that has fluoride. Just like all that kind of stuff just kind of adds up. And then what is it? Yeah, just like TDS, the whole like Russiagate, Pizzagate, Epstein Island. What else? I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Just like on the news. And then you had that video where like all these news stations said the exact same thing. It's all popping up everywhere, and it's what is it? You know, there's the whole like women's revolution thing, feminism, all that. It's just bad news. And it's just like, I don't know. Have things gotten better? I don't freaking know, dude. I don't think so. Just like great, another freaking fire truck, bro. Freaking side note, fuck firemen, dude. Fuck, like, hey, if you're putting out a fire, cool, but you're not putting out a fire. Like around here, like they're pretty much first responders. Like they're the ones that get to the scene first, and it's just like, bro, like they're just sitting. They're not sitting on their asses, but it's like, bro, like if you're not putting out a fire, like I don't know, fuck firemen, dude. When's the last time you saw a fire? You know, and like all the whole like police thing. What is it, George Floyd? That shit, BLM, all that. You know, that all happened. And there's a good book. It's called The War on Cops, and that had to deal with it's just like, oh, like, you know, people want. It was written before the whole George Floyd thing, and there was about what's his name? Forget the freaking kid's name. The Skittles kid, and what is it? The guy that freaking shot him. And then there was like it's just like all, what is it? It's just like, oh, people want to defund the police. They want to put cameras on them. The police end up like not, you know, stopping as many crimes. You know, crime goes up because like the police, they're gonna end up getting freaking, you know, if they do one thing wrong, they're gonna get fired. And so it's like, oh, it's not even worth, you know, trying to apprehend somebody anymore. But yeah, like Red Pill. I mean, I always liked, like, does it go back to like movies and stuff? Like just you know, I grew up on like Gladiator and Troy and 300, and I've always liked those kind of movies. And I guess like historical epics, and like some other ones that I've like seen later that I actually liked was like Kingdom of Heaven, and Master and Commander is a great one. And it's just about like courageous guys. You know, there's like no women, like no sex, and it's just about, I don't know, it's just, you know, there's of course there's like Fight Club and you know, American Psycho. People always talk about that shit. And I mean, trying to think about what like when I read what I used to be like into like science and stuff. Like YouTube used to be like there was like a huge science pop on YouTube. And I wonder like, what is it? And it was like what is it? I've always been religious too, I should say that. I've always been Christian, even though I fell out with it for a while. And but there was like a big science boom on YouTube, and it was like, what is it, Vsauce and Veritasium and like Sam Harris and what's his name, Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins was huge because of you know, the God delusion, and he was like what's it called, an evolutionary scientist. And so I would read like all their books, you know. And what is it, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And but that shit fell off, and now like YouTube is like I don't know, it's just what is it, creators now. It's creators. I'm trying to think if there's any other like podcasts. Like, what is it, Gavin McInnes, his old podcasts are great. It's called Get Off My Lawn. I think they're still on what is it, they're still on iTunes, like podcasts, and they're real good, like the old ones, the old ones. And he's just like telling stories, and he's being funny, and that's great. And I mean, what else red pilled me? I don't know. Just I don't know, just news and stuff. I don't know. I've never been, I mean, I'm a white guy, so like just seeing like and I live near I live in SoCal, and so it's just like California's getting overtaken by like Mexicans. Like, and Mexicans are cool and stuff, but like I work like a blue collar job, and it's just like I'm surrounded by guys speaking Spanish, and I don't, they're talking shit about me, or you know, and it's just like, bro, they like look out for each other, and like white people don't have that kind of camaraderie at all, and black people do, Asians do. I live around like a bunch of Arabic like Chaldeans, and they all look out for each other. And it's like, bro, like it kind of goes back, like Nick Fuentes talks about this, and it's like, yo, like why don't we do that? You know, like why do we? And Gavin McInnes talks about this too, and it's like, why do we have this? What does he call it? It's like it's not. Is it sadistic? What is it called when you want to hurt yourself? But he calls it like ethnomasochism. Like why are white people putting white people down all the time? You know, like shouldn't we be together? You know, on stuff. But you know, it's pretty much, I don't know, women and then betas who want those women. They kind of side with the whole like everyone's racist, there's Nazis everywhere, and it's like, bro, come on. And other stuff that got me into I don't know, it's just like there was like the anonymous kind of bodybuilders or whatever on Twitter, you know, like The whole like don't have seed oils thing popped off. Liver King kind of popped off. What is it? Soul Bra. I like Josh LaCash. Josh LaCash was cool. But he kind of stopped his show, and I was like, all right, it's all good. He has like a family now. Trying to think of anything else. I mean, I like to read and stuff, and I like the classics. I read like maybe half of like Meditations. It kind of gets repetitive because it's like Marcus Aurelius's journal or whatever, and he's just like he kind of re-hits like on like, oh, like we're all gonna die, like don't be scared of death, you know, like you gotta live until you gotta live your day like it's your last. I don't know, stuff like that. I haven't read it for a bit. I need to read the whole thing and like make notes, but I definitely recommend Stoicism. But yeah, I think there's like so many subjects when it comes to the red pill. It's kind of like, oh, like recently, you know, there's like the whole Nick Shirley, oh, there's a whole bunch of scams going on in, what is it? Was it Wisconsin? You know, like the Somali scammers. It's like, yo, they're like saying they have these healthcare centers, clinics, and you know, they'll have a roster of people, but the roster of people's like all fake. Like no one's going to these clinics, but they're getting all this money from the government. And then like in California, it's like, dude, this is old as fuck, but it's like, oh, like there's all this money for the high-speed rail. Like, dude, they've been talking about this shit. I live in California, by the way, in SoCal, but it's just like, it's like, yo, like they've been talking about this high-speed rail. There's been billions of dollars going to it, and then it comes up on the news, and people are like, what? What do you mean? Like, there's this fraud. And it's like, bro, like, what do you think they do with your freaking tax dollars? Like, have you guys ever looked at your paychecks and seen how much money gets taken out? It's freaking theft, bro. And I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's all fucked. Like, you know, politicians, you know, and lobbyists, you know, they just do stuff for money and insider trading, and you know, there's the Jays freaking controlling the government, you know, with the whole Iran war and even Iraq, and you know, them just getting billions of dollars. And like you can just read what happened to Charles Lindbergh. Like Charles Lindbergh, he funny enough, his thing was called America First, and this was like during World War II, and he's like, no, like we shouldn't fight like across the Atlantic. Like why would we? You know, like why are we gonna get Americans killed in Europe? And it's like and then he mentioned the Jays, and then he just got freaking canceled. Like back in, you know, the 1940s, he got canceled because he mentioned the Jays. And then like he had a big party or whatever, and then Pearl Harbor happened, and everything changed, and they're like, all right, Pearl Harbor, like we're going in this. But yep, I'm sure there's other stuff, but I just kind of I want these to be like off the cuff. I don't want them to be scripted. I don't want to write down and kind of talk about, even when I talk about points, or even when I try to say a line. Like one thing I liked about Gavin McInnes's podcasts, like his older ones, like if you look at his older ones, it'll say like, you know, he would say like, I was in the retard class when I was 12. That would be the title, but that would be like the first sentence of the podcast. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then he would just kind of go off in that story. Or he'd say like, you know, I used to act retarded to get on flights, you know, like He talk about how he used to act retarded so he could sit next to his work partner on business flights or whatever. And but yeah, I guess we're just all a product of our times. There's 9/11 and the Iraq War. Was like, it's like, not like, thinking back on it, it's just like, yo, why do we even go to Iraq? Like, the big thing was like, oh, it was the Taliban or whatever. It was freaking Osama bin Laden. He flew these planes into the towers, and like, people were like, something has to happen, and like, like the Jays, they kind of knew about this. Where was it? What is it? What is it called? Controlled demolition. You had the guy take out insurance, like, was it 2 weeks before on the buildings or whatever? The owner of the buildings. But like, the Iraq War was like, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction. That's like the big thing with Iran right now. Is like, oh, they're gonna have nukes. We can't let them have nukes. And like, people are like falling for this, and it's just like, who cares if Iran has nukes? Like, the people that care are the Jays. That's who cares, because they live right next to them. And like, why does Iran hate the U.S.? And it's like, yo, it's because we like meddle around against them all the time, But I brought up the Iraq War because it's just like, we're a product of our time. So it's like, yeah, 9/11, 20-year wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. What is it? Me Too movement, Trump, Obama, BLM. It all kind of like stacks up. TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. And it's, I guess you have this dichotomy. It's like, which side are you on, kind of thing. Trans, gays, COVID happened. And it's like, bro, like, what's going on? But anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the video. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. I kind of just make these as a journal for myself, just to get my thoughts out. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know how often I'm gonna make these, because it's just like, sometimes I'm on a good one and sometimes I'm not. But yeah, thanks.